Complex presents the 1999 VHSCA All Star football game. The East All Stars versus the West All Stars. Good evening, everybody. I'm Tim Cole along with Bob Hintz, and we welcome you to Darling Stadium for this contest between the East and West All Stars. Bob, we've been doing this for a number of years, and we've done this game in the past when you and I were just dripping in perspiration, but we've got a beautiful night.
We really do. We really got fortunate last week. It was like in the upper 90s and low 100s, and then the rain came and the temperatures cooled down, and it was really nice because these young men have been here since Sunday, Tim, and they've been working out, and you know and I know that if you got to work out and try to get in shape when it's real hot, it can be detrimental. But this All-Star contest has been real good. Hampton University has opened up the dormitories for these young men, so there's a place for them to stay. And everybody's just gone all overboard to make sure this has been a very successful outing. Mike Smith and his crew, hats off to them. They do a great job year in and year out. And because of their efforts and because of Hampton hosting this thing, they have become profitable in their venture. So this is really a great contest. We get to see the seniors from across the state that are going on to college that really showed outstanding academic and athletic excellence, and it's just a great job for you and I to be able to get here and do this.
We did talk about it, the VHSCA. Let me explain to the viewers that may not be familiar exactly what those letters stand for. That is the Virginia High School Coaches Association. So this is a week-long. Now this game is just a culmination of a lot of different contests. There was basketball on Monday. There was volleyball and soccer on Tuesday. Softball, unfortunately, was rained out on Wednesday, but they did get the baseball game in Wednesday night. And, of course, this contest is the final contest between the East and West All-Stars. But this is a week-long opportunity for these young adults, these young athletes, both girls and boys, to come to this area. And unfortunately, the weather has not cooperated for them. A lot of them like to go off to Busch Gardens, Virginia Beach, Buckrow, and so forth. But until today, or at least late yesterday, the weather had not cooperated. But fortunately, at least for the last day they're here, they have a great evening for the game. And it's the 28th annual game. We've probably done this for 10 or 15 years.
I was going to say, we've probably been doing it for about 15 years. We used to go up to Lynchburg and do it, and the sun was be in our face and be hot, you know, and we just marvel at the athleticism of these young men that are out here today, and it's just amazing how well they can get together and do as well as they can, playing with a different quarterback behind. You're not used to the guy playing on the left and the right of you, and it takes a lot of a cooperation with not only the coaches but everybody else too.
Both teams are meeting at the center of the field for a ceremony. Looks like perhaps it might even be a prayer moment, but I think this is wonderful. These young athletes, let me tell you something. Any of our viewers who have not seen this contest in the past, if you think these guys go out there and don't play with intensity, unless this game is different from our past experiences, the intensity is never lacking in these games. There's a lot to be proven. A lot of these kids want to play against the other team and show just how well they can play.
Well, in the past, we've always been able to show the starters offensively and defensively. We're not going to do that this year because by doing that, we have inadvertently left some people off when they've come in as substitutes. I'm going to try to talk about each one of the players on both the East and the West All-Star team throughout the game. Now, Mike Smith is in the middle talking to him. There's a sportsmanship. There's a lot of competitiveness between the East and the West. West leads the series, but the East has won, I think, the last 3 or 4 years. So, you know, he's just giving them last-minute instructions. Let's show some sportsmanship out there and let's play a clean game. Don't hold back anything, but just go out and have some fun.
Well, you can see a lot of high fives being exchanged between the red and white clad East squad and the blue and white clad West squad. A lot of these guys have roomed together this week. They've played against each other in other seasons when their schools competed for state championships. A lot of local flavor here, and this is one of the big reasons we try to cover this game every year, is we've got a number of players from the peninsula, of course, representing the East squad. We've got Warwick High School, Lafayette High School, Hampton High, Phoebus High, Kecoughtan High. I think I've gotten most of them in there, and by name.
Nasman River is in this area. In fact, one of the games we're doing in the fall. The first game we're doing this year, September the 2nd. It's a Thursday night. We're going to do Phoebus against Nasman River, so we'll get a chance to see a good Nasman River team coming over here. And then on the 3rd, which is a Friday, we're going to catch the Hampton-Kempsville game. So, you know, this is about 6 weeks away from our kickoff of our season, so we're looking forward to that.
Let me see if I got this right now. I got back-to-back games in the first week of the season?
But not in the middle of the week. And Tim, you don't have to do any Saturday night game. Every game we're doing this year is Friday night, so Donna is going to be real happy with you.
Mama will be real pleased to hear that.
We see the representative, the captains for each one of the teams coming out.
Let's give you some names to go along with those numbers. Jamil Anderson, number 7 for the East squad. 75 is Jarrett Green. 72 is Kevin Lewis. 54 for the East squad is Brian Luton. And 89 is Heath Willis. Those are the representatives from the East squad, and I'll give you the West squad here when I get the chance to see some more numbers.
Number 71, Tim.
All right, 71, I did pick him up. That's David Stevenson.
Now, number 62
Joe Symington.
Symington is not dressed out. He's got an injury, but he is out there representing the West squad, and which I try to pick up the rest of the numbers for you.
Do we have a microphone on our referee? Because maybe we're
yes,
talking
we do.
over him.
Okay, who's going to call the toss for the West team? They're the visitors. You're going to call the toss. This is the coin. That's the tails. That's the heads. Call it in the air. Call it loud enough for Mr. McCain to hear you. If I drop it, we'll flip it again, okay? He called the heads, and it is a tails. Here you get the coin. So, East is one to toss. You want the football. Which goal would you like to
Julius
defend?
Jones, number 40,
you
one
want to
of the
defend that way,
West
so you're going to kick that way.
representatives.
Turn your back to that goal. You turn your back this goal, guys.
50.
Seneca Sandridge, rather.
Okay, the East is one to toss, elected to receive at this end.
41.
And Elmer Holmes, number 41, is the other one. He's from Osborne. So let's give you the officials, too. There you see Rudy Lee is the referee. Mac McCain is the umpire. Tyrone Goodwin is the linesman. Les Flora is the line judge. James Cole is the back judge. Mel Plummer, field judge. And Jeff Horton is our side judge. We have a 7-man crew tonight, as you see them meeting. And you know, I've talked about this before, but these guys also take this very seriously, too. The referee gets, the crew is, by the way, from the Southeastern District.
Right.
They'll get a chance to work together and hone in on some of their skills.
And one of the first things they did was bring over tape to give it to Scotty so they can get a copy of this game, because they like to see how their crew is reacting to the different situations on the field.
They do take this. A good friend of ours, I've mentioned his name a number of times. That's Chuck Legs Boney. Chuck has done some officiating on the peninsula and now has moved down to Lake Gaston area. But he talks about how they get, you know, these referees and umpires and linesmen, they get into the game. You know, they work out in anticipation of it, and if the game has added importance of a championship, they get just as nervous and excited as a lot of the players do. So. Well, we don't know exactly who our starters will be tonight, but we'll certainly keep you informed as well as we can. I will tell you, back deep to receive, among others, is Armando Muffin Curry, number 22, Mr. Excitement from Hampton High School.
Kicker.
And the man kicking off for the West squad will be Bryce Coffey. And he is out of EC Glass. Tremaine Hill, one of the deep men, and Ricky Peace also back deep for the East squad. 4 12-minute quarters in high school football. Some of these things I've got to refresh my memory. It's been a while. Left-footed kicker has it fielded at the 9-yard line. And gets it, almost cut it to the outside. Had an opportunity. Ricky Peace from Hopewell feels in great condition, but as most of you know, it's rained all week, so that field is going to have some soft spots.
Well, not only that, it's going to get tore up because it is very soft out there. I walked on it earlier and talked with Larry Malloy, and he says there's nothing we can do with all the rain that we got.
Starting quarterback for the East squad is going to be Jamil Anderson out of Huguenot. He will be calling the signals for the East. Pick up the other backfield as we get the opportunity. Looks like 24 Reggie Gordon is back there. Line of scrimmage at the 27-yard line. Back to pass on the first play. Looking downfield, now pulls it down, decides to run with it. Anderson gets across the 30 to about the 31-yard. A pickup of a couple of yards. It'll be second down and about 8.
Well, Jamel Anderson is going to go to Delaware State University, plans a career as a physical therapist. This young man has done a great job at Huguenot High School.
Stanley Christopher, also a running back out of Central Lynchburg. And after a gain of, they mark it a yard, so it's second down and about 9 for the East All Stars.
Christopher is going to go to University of Pittsburgh.
Handoff right side goes to Reggie Gordon, and he is driven back. And that's some of that intensity I was telling you about. The West squad teeing off on the running back Gordon. So he got back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it.
Well, number 20 hit him, and that's Evans. Evans is out of Jefferson Forest High School and is going to go to the University of Virginia. What a nice defensive play by the West. Sun going down, the temperature's dropping, it's going to get cooler, lights are on.
Seems like football season.
Seems like football season. I'm pumped.
Anderson calling the signals. Third down and long on the play action fake. Looking, wants to throw. He fumbles the football, and the West has recovered inside the 30-yard line.
And big number 61 got the ball.
That's Jose Portillo. Probably no L pronunciation. Jose Portillo. So Anderson rolling to his left, being a right-handed quarterback, got himself in some trouble there. Got a good hit. Here you see the replay. And then the fumble recovery by Portillo, and that gives the West the ball in great field position.
Well, Portillo's, Tim, is out of Marshall High School. Is going to go to Temple University in the fall.
Start at the East 28-yard line.
Big break for the West. What a fine defensive, great defensive plays that time.
And again, let's not get ahead of ourselves here. The defense is always going to be ahead in this situation as a rule.
In a shotgun right off the get.
Throwing and behind the intended receiver. Quarterback starter is Josh Alif. See if I can get this right.
Alvito.
Yeah. Alvito?
Yeah, he's going to go to Concord College. He's out of Lord. Where's that high school? Lord
Slabovia.
Okay, we'll go with that.
Julius Jones was his intended receiver. Alvito, incomplete. Now he goes under center. Well, no, in it. Got a different quarterback in there this time. Fumbles the exchange and is taken down immediately. And that is William Teschner, who came in. He's from Oakton High School. So on the first two plays, and now on the third play, we see the same thing. The West squad will alternate quarterbacks on each play.
Well, that's unusual, but that's happened sometimes. Larry Simmons is the one who shot through and made that stop out of Robert Lee High School. He's going to go to the University of Virginia.
So good defense by the East squad, and has the West squad now 3rd and 13. And again, in the shotgun. And yet another quarterback. This is not even the one of the first two that started. His pass is a little too tall. That was close to being a lateral, but was correctly called a forward pass. And that is Hunter Price. So on 3 plays, the West squad used 3 different quarterbacks.
Now, the only thing I know about Hunter Price is he's out of Albemarle High School, Tim. Very unusual. They usually only have 2 quarterbacks, but the first 3 plays, three different quarterbacks, that'll drive you crazy.
It already has.
And then comes number 10 back in
Yeah,
again,
they're going to
Josh.
come back with.
Well, it's his turn. You rotate, right?
at the East 32-yard
So
line.
Alavito with them clearly on the fringe of field goal range will in fact go for it on 4th and long. Jones in the slot, out of the shotgun, no one back to protect. All the backs are wide. Alavito has time over the middle, and that one should have been caught, but it wasn't. Keith Mann, that's Hitman to you, was there to make the stick.
Keith Mann, of course, played at Hampton High School. That's why we call him Hitman ever since we saw him playing.
So the fumble turns out to be not costly.
Well, it's a non-factor at this point because they basically got the ball in better field position they were when they fumbled it.
Hank Meadows out of Liberty will be the quarterback. Wants to throw, has time, throws, got a man at the 45-yard line, across midfield, down to the 42-yard line.
Well, I tell you, Meadows did a great job of hitting that young man. Meadows out of Liberty High School is going to go to the University of Virginia. Big number 88 caught that ball.
One of his teammates out of Liberty.
Well,
That's
that
Jesse Leach.
Jesse Leach, I tell you, you got somebody you're used to throwing the ball to, really helps. Jesse is going to go to, he's not sure where he's going to go to, but again, out of Liberty High School.
Ball marked inside the west 41-yard line. First down after the big gainer. Man in motion, fake play action, and the quarterback is thrown for a loss. That's Hank Meadows on the sack.
And that's number 50, Seneca Sandridge making the stop. Sandage is out of Amherst County High School, is going to go to Ferrum College in the fall.
So an 8-yard loss on that play. Makes it second down and 18 to go. 8:51 left here in a scoreless first quarter. Each team has had the ball once. The East squad now having it for their second time. And the ball is marked at the West 49. Second and long. Man in motion. Double handoff. Got a little running room, but a good reaction by number 41 from the West. That's Elmer Holmes, as he was not fooled. And had he been beaten, there was running room.
Well, Holmes out of is going to go to Marshall University, Tim, out of Osborne High School. You're right. What the defense are told is you have an area, you got to protect that area until you see that ball is gone. He protected his area and was not fooled by the reverse.
So good job of staying home by Elmer Holmes, and that makes it now third and extremely long. Third down and about 21 to go for the East, so they're headed in the wrong direction now. Man in motion. Meadows wants to throw. Throws in a crowd, and that's incomplete. Lots of contact, but none before the ball was there, so a good no call.
Well, number 80 was intended. That's Edward Sims. And Tim, he really stopped to go up for the ball instead of continue to run his pattern. Sims out of Potomac Senior High School.
Wrong team.
Wrong one. I'm sorry.
Joe Weber.
Joe Weber. There you go. Joe Weber.
Joe Weber.
Yeah, Joe is out of Jamestown High School. Not sure where he's going to go to college. In all fairness, these programs were printed up a long time ago. These young men, some of them have already decided where they're going to go.
Horrible snap over the head of the punter. He's going to have to scramble, and he will not have a chance to do anything, as in on top of him before he could even react is Seneca Sandage. And terrible snap from center gives the West yet another golden opportunity.
Well, this is almost a diamond opportunity because you're on the 10-yard line.
So there you see on the replay, he just never had a chance. Ball was about 4 feet over his outstretched hands, which made it about 6 feet over his head. So he just had to run for the ball and hope that he got there first, at least to prevent what could have been a touchdown.
Well, now, what quarterback we have in here now?
It doesn't really matter because the East squad had that one read very nicely. That is Teschner out of Oakton.
Mark Costin was one of the tacklers out of Kempsville High School. He's going to Virginia Tech.
On the stop of the East East All Stars, number 72, Kevin Lewis, also on the tackle, number 63, Mark Costa.
Kevin Lewis in on the stop for the East. No gain on the play.
No gain on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and 10 for the West.
Pitch to the near side, trying to turn the corner. Got some running room inside the 5, pushed out of bounds inside the 5. And a nice looking run that time by Daniel Davis out of Brookpoint.
Davis.
Big kid, 6'2", 215.
Going to the University of North Carolina is Davis. Really showed some power. We got a young man that played at Hampton High School down at the University of North Carolina, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but I can't think of his name. Ronald Connery? Curry,
yeah.
that's what it is.
Yeah, we know that.
Now it comes back to me.
About 8 yards on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and 2 for the West All
So it's 3rd down and a pair. The West can get a first down without actually scoring. This time Davis will try the left side, cuts it back, but the pursuit is right there. And he does not get back. They did not get back to the 5-yard line, so that'll be a loss on the play of a couple.
Daryl Grant, number 77, was one of the tacklers in there, Tim.
Big kid out of Deep Creek.
Right, going to another young man going to University of North Carolina. Boy, they showed some nice defense. Lost, look about 3 yards?
Yep. So now it's 4th down and 4 at the 5-yard line. And no field goal kicker on this play. West squad would appear to be going for 6, or at least a first down. They can do that, as I said. And a hesitation, bad snap, and that ball will be recovered by the West, but it's not important. It goes over on down. So the East defense has to be elated after giving the ball up in horrible territory and keep the West off the board.
Well, one of the young men in there that time was Willie Sherman out of Kecoughtan High School going to Ohio University. We saw a lot of good defense out of him this past 3 or 4 years that he played at Kecoughtan High School.
So you can see probably, and I'm only making this assumption, that with the weather like it was, these guys didn't get a chance to practice the offense very much, and that's pretty evident here as the defense is way ahead on this.
If you keep it simple, it's pretty basic, but if you're trying to put in little wrinkles like that, sometimes the timing is off.
15-yard line is where the East will start. Anderson at the quarterback, just hands off into the middle of the pile, and the East picks up a couple of yards. Anderson comes over to the near sideline. And now he'll check back in. So I thought for a minute he might be coming out. Let's pick up the backfield now. This is Andre Harrison is out there from Warwick High School. He was everything at Warwick High School. And Tremaine Hill is also in the backfield.
Well, they picked up
Stanley
2 yards, but
also in it.
You can't be real fancy down here. You got to be pretty basic.
Just a simple inside handoff, and the yardage out across the 20. So there's a pickup of a little more than 3.
And that's George Johnson, number 30. Johnson is out of Nottoway High School, Tim, is going to Fork Union. Also plays basketball.
So the East squad now 3rd down and 5 as we are approaching the 4.5-minute mark here in the first quarter. Still no score. West has had 2 great opportunities and has not been able to capitalize. Anderson wants to pass, has time, has a man open, and outstretched hands, not quite able to pull it in.
Well, if he'd have looked, Tim, he had number 20 breaking wide open down the field.
Jesse Leach was the intended receiver. Leach already with 1 completed pass from his teammate, his former teammate at Liberty, Hank Meadows, but this one goes incomplete and brings up a punting situation. Last time the East was in this situation, as you recall a few moments ago, had a horrible snap from center.
Well, we got Joe Weber back to do the punting.
This time a good snap, and Weber gets a bad kick away. This one off the side of his foot, and they'll line it up, and again the West will have great field position. Bob, did you get a chance to, you mentioned a couple of the first games. Do we, by any chance, have the proposed fall schedule that we could talk about for our upcoming games? Or
I
just
know.
remember those off the top of your head.
Just the first two.
Well, that's all that counts.
Yeah, you be there, you'll find out
That's
the
what I
rest
was
of
going to
it.
say. We'll make them listen to the first two games, and then we'll tell them about the remainder of the schedule after that. So we'll be here Thursday night at Darling Stadium on the 2nd of September. And then we'll be back here the next night, Friday night, on the 3rd of September for the two opening contests of the '99 season. Making the grab and going to the knee to make that grab was BoydOwden out of C.D. Hilton. And with his knee on the ground, he's not able to advance the ball.
Yeah, Alden is going to go to University of Richmond. Also plays basketball.
West picks up 3 on the play, marked the ball at the east 28-yard line. No score here in the first quarter. West squad had it at the 28 and was unable to score, and then got the ball at the 11 and was again unable to score. Their third possession inside East territory. Out of the shotgun. This is Hunter Price. Price bullet over the middle and forgot
right
to
in
put
his
it away.
hands.
Hit him in a bad spot as Danny Wade out of Martinsville thought about where he was going to take the ball before he put it in the pocket.
Well, Wade is going to go to college at William & Mary, Tim, but he did what is very common. He started to run before he caught the ball. He was wide open, and ladies and gentlemen, that happens to the pros.
No, it happens at every level. And again, I'm not making excuses for anybody, but these kids, had they had every opportunity to practice, would have only given them a week.
Well, and a quarterback throwing the ball is not the same quarterback that threw him the whole time he played high school either. Hadn't had a chance to work with him for maybe 4 days.
Alavito, left
Nice.
side, got this one in the hands of a receiver, and he's got the ball down to the 20-yard line. That'll be a first down.
Josh Alavito's pass complete to number 32, Brian White.
So Brian White hauls in the pass and registers the first down for the West squad.
He's not sure where he's going to go to college, Bryant. He's out of Centerville High School.
As you said, that disclaimer needs to be thrown in there. These programs printed several weeks
Well,
ago. So
they call him Rocket.
Rocket.
And,
He looked like he
you
had
can
some
see,
moves.
looked like he had some pretty good moves, and I bet you if you get him in the open, he's got some good speed.
All right, so now William Teschner is the quarterback. So the West is keeping this announcer busy. Trying to keep track of who's got the ball in their hands. Move down to about the 16-yard line on the play. Ball carrier on this particular carry was number 40, Julius Jones.
40, Julius Jones.
Well, number 41 and 40 were in on the tackle.
Jones will pick
41 is Paul Carpenter. 40 is Ricky Pierce.
on the stop.
And we do apologize to the fans. We are not familiar with a lot of these players, the majority of them, and we're kind of stumbling through as best we can, identifying who's out there.
Well, Ricky is out of Hopewell. He's not sure where he's going to go to college. Also, was a baseball
Ball's
player.
loose.
Maybe the East finally got a
He
break.
says they've got it, but no official signal yet. And now they say yes. So Jones fumbled the ball, and it's recovered at the 15-yard
That looks
line.
like Willie Sherman, number 81.
He's number 81, Larry Simmons.
Oh, Larry Simmons. I'm sorry. See, oh, Willie Sherman all through Kickingham were 81. So it wasn't Willie Sherman, it was Larry Simmons.
Messing us up.
Well, that's all right.
I thought that's what I thought when I saw the 81. I thought it was Willie Sherman. All right, so now the ball changes hands once again. And this is Hank Meadows. And he does complete the pass across the 30, checked at the 25-yard line out to about the 28. And again,
Big 89, Tim.
that's Keith Willis.
Keith Willis is out of Norview High School. Big kid's going to go to Virginia Tech. He wants to become a dentist.
Ball is
He
marked.
scored 1,000 points while he played basketball. He's an athlete of many talents.
Ball marked at the 29-yard line. A first down for the East. Meadows
Oh, did number 41 have that spelled out or what? That's Elmer Holmes. Whoa, he was right there where he should have been out of Osborne High School, going to go to Marshall University. Woo.
Ryan Thompson was on the receiving end, but he had no place to go.
Ryan out of Lafayette High School is going to go to Coffeyville Junior College. This young man, just would have been better off dropping that ball, but I mean, he did what he was supposed to do, was catch the ball, but I think the West had that one pretty well mapped out.
Loss of 8 on that play, 2nd down and 18. Inside handoff on the trap play. Ball goes to number 33, Ryan Thompson. Pickup of a couple, brings up 3rd down and long as we are inside of a minute remaining here in the scoreless first quarter. If you just joined us, you're watching the 1998 VHSCA. That's the Virginia High School Coaches Association 28th Annual All-Star Football Game.
Ball is now marked at the East 23.
Hank Meadows from Liberty back at quarterback. Clock winding down, time for one play at least. If they get it off, looks like they're approaching a delay of the game situation. And Meadows does get the play away. He has a man swinging out of the backfield, but he will not have a chance to do anything with the ball as he is sacked.
Everybody was covered downfield. Romero Morgan out of Heritage High School played great defensive play before that, is going to go to Ohio University out of defense has always been the upper hand in these games for the most part.
So time has run out on the first quarter, and our score after the first 12 minutes is the East squad nothing and the West squad nothing.
And they've been playing it on the west side of the 50-yard line, and hats off to the defense for the East because they could have given up some points and have not.
Just to bring the fans up, you talk about the defense. Well, quite frankly, the scores don't indicate that for the last 4 years, although the first quarter here did.
Well,
in 95, the West won 23-14, so there's a 37 points. East squad retaliated and won 23-0 in 96, 35-10 in 1997, and then 30-16 last year. So the East squad has won the last 3, and they have been able to put some points on the board, but you're absolutely right. Again, I'm not sure of this, but I'd have to think that most of their opportunities to practice this week and to get the timing down and to work on any kind of offense was pretty much under the water. They were playing water polo most of the time.
Well, if not there, Tim, they were working out in gymnasiums where it's hard to get your timing because the footing's different, the size is different. It's not always an easy thing to do, but these young men defensively have really shown some great moves out here tonight.
Speaking of that Ronald Curry kid, he in fact was the All-Star MVP for the East last year.
East, 10 minus 47.
All right, so 4th and long. East squad gets a better kick this time. And it goes out of bounds at about the 49-yard line. Got a different punter on the field that time for the East squad.
That was Keith Willis.
Yeah, number 89.
Kick goes out of bounds at the East 49-yard line.
So the West will start the ball for the 4th time in East territory.
29 yards on the punt. There was nothing on the return for the West.
First game of this series was played in 1972, and they've played every year since then. As you and I talked about, we were fortunate enough to go to Lynchburg a number of times and watch these games and enjoy them immensely. That was Daniel Davis on the carry.
That's Thomas Woodley out of Greensville High School making a tackle going to Virginia Tech. They call him the Mall Man. We got a hit man and a mall man here. He plays basketball also, but he showed good speed.
The quarterback will be Teschner out of Oakton as the West coaching squad continues to alternate quarterbacks on each play. the East, for the most part, has settled down to alternating quarterbacks on series. And that ball thrown into a crowd should have been caught. But dropped the ball, and they'll bring it back to the line of scrimmage. In a crowd, Sims had the ball but couldn't hold on to it.
Edward Sims was the intended receiver out of Potomac Senior High School. He's going to go to the University of Maryland.
Also on the coverage with number 42, Jerry Somerville.
He's known as Pee Wee, Tim, is Edward Sims, and Pee Wee is 6'4", 212.
Hunter Price out of the shotgun throws, and the catch is made, a juggling catch. Defending on the play was number 55, Thomas Woodley, for the East squad, but the receiver was able to hold on to the ball with good concentration.
That was Brian White out of Centerville High School. That young man that they call Rocket showed good hands, didn't he? But it brings up what a punting situation,
yeah,
Tim.
4th down and about 2, although I'm somewhat surprised they're going to punt.
Well, don't give East any kind of field position.
For the West All Stars outside the East 40.
Angling it for the right side and kicking it out of bounds. The punter that time was Joseph Hildbold out of Robinson.
Joey Hildbold's kick will go out of bounds.
So the East squad will get it back in this scoreless tussle.
Well, Hillbold is a young man out of Robinson Secondary, as you're talking about. He's going to go to the University of Notre Dame. He's going to major in business.
There was nothing on the return for the East All-Stars.
He punted a 63-yard punt to help win the state championship in '97. What a punt that was, 63 yards.
We had a kid that played in this game 4 or 5 years ago here. Remember that punter that?
Oh, yeah.
Kid could kick the ball, and a field goal kicker too. Anderson, and just can't get around the defense. Elmer Holmes has just been outstanding on defense.
He really has, and he shows great technique going to Marshall University. He also plays basketball out of Osborne, but he did a great job of lowering his center of gravity and not being juked out of position.
So the West loses yardage on that play. Loss of about 8.
Nice crowd here tonight, Tim.
Yep, still coming in. Good crowd on hand. The east side is
almost packed, and
well
it's a pretty
filled.
good sized crowd on the west side.
And they're probably glad to get outside and see something other than rain. This is number 50, a DB, not necessarily a running back's number, but a DB has more than carried the ball his share in his career playing over at Phoebus High School.
I tell you, Nathaniel Adebe has just been a great job. He's going, of course, to Virginia Tech. He'll be an engineer. That's what he's going to take up. Very intelligent young man. Was just a pleasure to watch him play, and I've been told he's got a little brother coming up that's not a bad little ball player either.
Good size on Nathaniel, 6'3", 225, and good speed as well. This one is handed off inside. It'll be short of a first down. And another non-running back number, Kevin Lewis, number 72, carried the ball. So I guess normally you have to have certain number restrictions to be in the backfield, but that doesn't seem to be the problem tonight.
Well, and it really doesn't. I guess you use who you've got and the numbers you got. But Kevin Lewis is out of Verona High School, is going to go to Virginia Tech.
A lot of kids on this. I was checking while we were waiting for the introductions of the players. I was looking down here and seeing who's going where. And Virginia Tech is getting an awful lot of fine athletes from both of these East and West squads. Again, the East kicking, and this one not as bad as some of the experiences earlier.
Tim, this may be the first time that It is. West is going to start at
Their own territory, right?
Yeah, but it's on a 49, but at least it's not in the East territory.
Keith Willis, the punter. He's a big kid at 6'6", 230 out of
yards on
Norview.
the kick.
These young men have just amazed me.
So the West will get it back, as you said, Bob, starting from their 49-yard line. The first time tonight they've started in West territory. Had some excellent opportunities, but unable to capitalize to this point. And that defense for the East is right there to meet Julius Jones out of Powell Valley.
Big number 72 for Kevin Lewis. Did a great job of fending off the block and making the stop on that thing.
Adibi also in on the play.
Stop for the East All Stars. Number 72, Kevin Lewis. Number 41, Paul Carpenter. And number 50, Nathaniel Adibi.
So they mark it after a 2-yard loss back to the 47-yard line.
The West at their own 47.
Pass right side, juggled, held on to.
Nice job of hanging on to that ball, but lost a couple yards because of it. 35 and 22 are over there. That's Armando Curry and Marcus Hampton.
That was Julius Jones receiving the ball. Did a good job to hold on, but only got back to the line of scrimmage.
Armando, of course, not sure where he's going to go to college, but he is a great basketball player also.
So virtually no gain, maybe a half a yard at the most.
And
Ball marked between the 47 and 48.
Marcus Hampton is out of Tallwood High School, is going to go to Virginia. Another one going to Virginia Tech.
Again, it'll be third and a short 12 for the West All Stars outside.
A short 12
versus a long 11.
I mean, at that point,
Jared Green coming. He got to the quarterback, but he got the ball away, but it's incomplete. And now a couple of words exchanged between a couple of players. No mess there. Jared Green rushed the quarterback and may have caused him to throw it prematurely. Gee, we never saw that happen.
No, how many times, huh?
Jared
Ever
Green,
since he was a freshman, folks.
You know, I thought it was interesting. Of course, his brother Donnie is up at UVA, but Jared hasn't committed according to the.
Well, it was in the paper this morning. He's going to go to a junior college.
Is he?
Yep. Oh, high.
Flag is
We
down.
got holding. Armando got it, but we got a penalty. Jarrett was being held as he was running in. They make him punt that baby over again.
Jarrett, 6'4", 240. Played on 3 group triple at 4 group. That's what it meant. Back to back to back to back. 4 championship teams at Hampton. See, how many can you play on?
That's
4.
it. 4. That's it.
There you see Muffin Curry, one of the reasons he was so valuable to Hampton over the years.
Let's listen to the referee.
We got a hold on the offense. The penalties declined. It'll be first down East.
Oh, I'm very surprised.
Yeah, I would have backed him up myself. But the East squad will take the ball where they ended up with it at the 26-yard line.
See, I don't understand that. You take them back 15 yards. It was a very high snap from center as it was. But I'm not coaching.
It's going to be East All Stars ball first and 10 at their own 26.
So 7.5 minutes remaining in a scoreless first half. Tim Cole and Bob Hintz coming to you from Darling Stadium.
Who's that? Hank Meadows coming in? He's one of the quarterbacks? Yeah.
Yep, number 15, Hank Meadows is the quarterback out of Liberty. From the 26, Meadows back to throw. Over the middle, and it is picked off. That is Daryl Bryant. And the turnover gives the ball back to the West in great field position. He juggled it, but he finally got the handle and returned it nicely back to the 23-yard line.
Well, who was that got the interception?
That was Daryl Bryant.
Number 30, yeah, Bryant. Great hands out of Mount Vernon High School. Great job.
So let's see now if the West, who has had 2 golden opportunities previously, can once again, or at least for the first time, capitalize on this. Do we have a flag down? I believe there is a flag down.
It may be Reggie Gordon made the tackle, and he basically stopped a further run.
Always been that
Flag
way.
is
in
all the
high
way
school
back
league
at the
rules, Coach.
40-yard
That's
line.
We're playing with high school rules, okay?
So I don't. We'll let the referee tell us. Rudy Rice will have to unscramble this for you. He's going to give us a chance to hear in just a moment.
First down this way.
No, he's not either. He's going to say no flag.
Huh? Well, no, he don't wave it off. We did the penalty. The penalty was
There was
that.
a discussion on the far sideline, but no penalty was assessed. So the West will, in fact, have the ball. And they'll have it at the east 22-yard line. And tripping as he gets us, Daniel Davis out of Brook Point, and just lost his footing on that soft field.
Yeah, he really did. He's going to go to the University of North Carolina, is Davis.
Larry Malloy and the fine crew here at Darling Stadium has this field looking great, but you just can't do much about it. I guess, what, 4 or 5 inches of rain over the last few days?
2 soccer matches were played on it also, Tim.
Really? That's amazing. This field is in great condition, all things considered. But it always is. If it can be done, Larry will do it. Left side swing pass. Did that ball hit the ground? No. A couple of yards on the play, only down to the 20-yard line. Completed pass was to Edward Sims out of Potomac.
Sims will pick up 3 yards on the play.
Mark it at the 19-yard line.
Aaron Sylvain was in on the stop out of Madison County High School.
19.
3rd down and 7 for the West.
On the stop for the East All Stars, number 35, Aaron Sylvain.
Quarterback is Hunter Price, number 18.
Number 44, Dexter Reed.
Edward Sims split wide to the left. In the slot is Danny Wade. Price wants to throw toward the end zone. Got a man open, got contact, and no flag.
Mondo Curry back defending on that.
Definitely had some contact. But apparently the contact was deemed to be incidental and did not warrant a flag.
Nope.
So the West squad will look at 4th down and 7. Ball is at the 19, so a field goal attempt, which is forthcoming, would be from the 27, making it a 37-yard attempt.
Well, holding is going to be number 10, and that's Josh Alavito. And who's that punting, kicking? 38. That's
like
Bryce Coffey.
So Bryce Coffey, a left-footed kicker.
EC Glass is going to go to University of Virginia.
Got a distance on it.
They just didn't get the direction right.
Nope, just wide to the left, but boy, he had plenty of air under it.
Bryce Coffey's attempted 37-yard field goal by the West is going to be wide.
So the closest thing to a score is a field goal attempt wide left. And the ball will go over to the east at the 20-yard line. Why doesn't it go to the 20? Why wouldn't it start at the 20 if it was a missed field goal?
Well, it is at the 20.
No, they marked it at 19.
Well, I don't understand that. I said it should be at the 20. The marker's at the 20. The first down marker's at the 20, Tim.
I know, but they've marked the ball to the 19.
Weber was wide open, but the ball was overthrown.
Incomplete pass is going to bring up 2nd and 10 for the East All Stars outside their own 19.
Now they put it at the 20.
Well, they're just trying to mess you up.
Well, they don't even have it on the 20. It's between the 19 and the 20.
Well, maybe that's where it's level. I mean, who knows?
Or maybe I don't understand the rule. I just thought on a missed field goal, it would come
right.
out to the
It's 20.
Quarterback keeper by Anderson, and Anderson struggles to the 22-yard line, a pickup of just a couple.
The center for the East is Casey Smith out of Deep Creek High School, going to go to Elizabeth City State University. They call him Hamburger. Now, I'm not going to venture to think why.
It's a third down and long now for the East.
Pick up of about 2 on that last play, make it 3rd and 8. For the East at their own 22-yard line on the stop. For the West, number 24, Jamie Grist.
Anderson continues to be the quarterback. Play action. Over the middle. Pass completed at the 35-yard line. Out to the
nice
41-yard line. That'll be a first down for the East.
George Johnson making the catch out of that, Tim. Young man is out of Nottoway High School. He's going to go to Fork Union. But you know what was nice about that was the touch of the pass over the linebackers and in front of the defensive backs. Perfect throw. Nice touch.
Good job on the replay. Our Channel 46 crew doing their usual fine job.
Yeah, we got Beverly Penn down there doing that.
Working the replay.
We got Sarah, one of the
Sarah
cameras.
Bowers.
Sarah, don't call me Susan Bowers. And then Nathaniel, don't rave on my head.
Braxton.
Whoa, he just put some air underneath that.
Oh, he couldn't hold on to it.
Wow. Put it up there and let him run under it. Nathaniel Braxton is over on one of them. Ronald Baton is down on the sideline.
Andre Harrison was your intended receiver, and that ball was catchable, but if it had just been thrown a little longer, watch your replay here. He got air underneath that one. He is open, but he had to come back for it. And had been led just a little better, he would have been open and caught it. Crowd oohing and ahhing over that one. They enjoyed that. Second down now after the incomplete pass. Anderson starting to air the ball a little bit. He's back, has time, throws, completes the pass, and again, the ball was caught. Now they're going to say a late hit, but you know something? I don't think that's a good call.
I don't either.
That was barely contact, and the kid was still running, and the flag was the whistle was late, and the reason the whistle was blown is again he caught the ball with a knee on the ground, and if you do that, watch the replay here. You're going to see what I'm speaking of. And come on, they don't throw a flag on that. The kid, yeah, good call, good.
Hey, nice call.
Rudy Rice, the referee, picks up the flag and makes the no call, and that's a good
officials timeout for a measurement, Tim. Who was that that caught almost caught that long pass?
The previous play, that was 89. That would have been Keith Willis.
Keith Willis, okay. No, the one before this one. That was Keith Willis that time. The one that was.
I think that was
Andre
Harrison. Yeah, out of Warwick.
Harrison, yeah.
They're going to measure for the first down. Bob, I didn't look real closely, but I think I'll go out on a limb and tell you that they made it by about the length of the football.
Okay, looks like to me you might be right.
But I do want to applaud the officials on that call of a no call, because that was a good case of no need to call the penalty.
Well, you know, Andre Harrison out of Warwick High School, 3 consecutive years, first team All-District.
I'm back.
You're back? That's because it's straight across from you.
Well, I still had to look at length of the football. All right, so the East now, I think that's the first time they've had a first down in West Territory. Here in the first half.
They've been in West Territory.
Yeah. At the West 49-yard line, and Anderson starting to loosen up the defense by throwing a little more accurately, and his line, quite frankly, giving a little more time to the quarterback. And again, straight back to pass, has some time, throws, and this one, bad throw, almost picked off.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if it was tipped at the line of scrimmage or whatever, but that was not a good pass.
Almost picked off by Darrell Bryant, who had a pick a little earlier here in this quarter. Clock stops with exactly 4 minutes remaining in the first half. If you joined us late, you have not missed any scoring. You've seen some good defense if you've been watching. And hopefully here in the upcoming second half, we'll see the offense start to click a little more. We're starting to see a little more of that now. 49-yard line, 2nd down and 10. Play action fake. Anderson wants to throw, does so, completes it at the 40-yard line, down to the 30. The ball came loose. Are they going to say it was downed or not? Let's see what the call is. It would be enough for a first down if the East retains possession. And it will be a first down for the East.
And that was Terrain Hill, number 20, that made that catch. Hill out of Surrey County High School. Plans to go become an engineer or major in sports medicine at the college level. Nice job of catching the ball.
So the East now, with their best drive and best penetration at the 32-yard line of the West. So Anderson has the red and white East squad moving the ball.
For the East All Stars at the West, 32.
Again, almost a pass on every down play. Anderson shows his quickness, and he picks up about 8 or 9.
That was a nice and a smart move, and it's something you got to do right now, and that's what he did. There was nobody open, but the opening was right up the middle, and you're right, Tim, he picked up 8 yards on that play.
So 2nd down and a deuce.
And a long one.
Bill Nelms hooked himself into a 9-yard gain, so he had to make it 2nd down and a long one, but it's more like a short 2 there, Bill.
Yeah, I think so.
In any event, it's 2nd down and short for the East squad. Anderson, again, has some time and throws just a little too hot. His intended receiver was Reggie Gordon out of Hickory High School.
Well, Elmer Holmes, number 41, got a hand on it, Tim. Did a good job what he should have been doing. He's one young man going to Marshall University.
Clock stops with 2:32 left. And a scoreless first half. Game videotaped. What is today, Bob? Today is the carrier 1 divided by 2. It's the 15th, 17th, 15th of July. It's the Ides of July. Oh, that's going to be close. I don't know that he got enough for the first down.
Big number 50 is the one that stopped him, Tim.
Yeah, he got a hold of his ankle and he would not let go.
Sandridge.
So brings up 4th down and short.
Also on the tackle, number 65, Greg Wells.
I do believe, although it's not on the scoreboard, I believe both teams have all 3 of their timeouts remaining.
I don't think any timeouts have been taken that I can remember. Of course, my memory is not what it used to be.
Very few things are, right? I understand you did get moved, though.
Oh, we got moved. And I tell you, there we go.
Anderson on the keeper, and he's got the first down. For the East. First time they run the ball comes loose. Haven't run the ball in a number of plays, and the East may have coughed it up, and they have. So both squads have not been able to keep the ball in crucial downs in the other team's territory. With 1:07 remaining, the West squad gets the fumble, and they'll have the ball going the other direction.
Well, come to think about moving, you made a move again this year.
I did. I made another move. I did that in the offseason. And I got a new number myself. I've had 3 new numbers.
I want to thank a lot of people to help me. We had a mover all set up, and then we couldn't get in the house when we wanted to. Then the movers couldn't come there. So I had about 7, 8 people. I needed some help, and they all showed up, and they all had pickups, and we zoom, zoom, zoom. 2 days we were moved.
Aren't friends wonderful, I'll tell you.
I tell you.
If I remember correctly, you had a hot weekend.
It was
that
hot.
was
You're right.
the latter part of June, right?
Yes, it was.
Yes, I thought that was the. I remembered that. I took my phone off the hook that weekend.
I wondered why I couldn't. I kept getting this busy signal.
What you got was that personal voice again that says, "I'm sorry, but Tim cannot be reached at this number." No, I'm just teasing. I wish I'd known that you needed the help. I would have been glad to send Donna over there.
You're sitting down around over, wouldn't you? Everybody in my family seemed to move. Last July, my son Randy and his wife moved to Minnesota. 5 days before we moved, my son Randy in Richmond moved to another house. I mean, it was like everybody's got a new address, new phone number, and we can't find each other.
You're not trying to keep the hints on the move here.
Well, went to a smaller house because I said, Ruth, what we need to do is make sure the kids don't come back. They can't come back if you don't have room for them, right?
Say, Mom, isn't my room still there? Sorry, that's at the old house. You're going to have to talk to them.
You got to talk to these other people.
50 seconds remaining here in the scoreless first quarter. No lack of action has been going on, but unfortunately, each time the other team has been in a scoring position, they have been unable to capitalize and either lost it on downs or a fumble or an interception. Missed field goal.
Well, I think the East has coughed it up at least 4 times. Oh, almost. Armando almost had that one.
BoydOwden was the receiver that the ball was intended for. William Teschner out of Oakton was the quarterback. And I'm not trying to second guess anybody, but I'd have to think having a different quarterback on each play would make it very difficult for the continuity, but that's just my opinion. I could be wrong.
Well, they want to make sure everybody gets to play too, and that's one way to be sure that your quarterback, especially if you got 3 of them.
Hunter Price, 18, is the quarterback. He pitches it back, and there's a little running room. Hunter, started to say.
That's a rocket.
Jarrett Green had a shot at him, but couldn't corral him. But
was that Jones with the ball that time?
I think so.
He's going to Notre Dame. Also, we got 2 young men going to Notre Dame.
So a second timeout has been called by the West squad, and that comes with a 4th down and 10. So, assume I said the West, I meant the East, rather.
Yeah, I was going to say if I was West,
I
would have called timeout.
Right.
The home side and the visitor side of the field for your convenience.
There you see the coaching staff, or at least for a moment there you did, the coaching staff for the West. There you see them again on your screen. Here at beautiful Darling Stadium. Those of you watching that aren't familiar with this facility, it's relatively new. Was 5 or 6, 7 years old now, I guess, Bob, since it was revamped. But just one of the finest high school facilities anywhere in the state of Virginia.
It really is. Hampton can be proud of it. Not only is it a nice facility, the Larry Malloy and his group do a great job of keeping the field in just awesome condition. A lot of games are played on it.
Hildbold gets the kick away. It's a good-looking punt all the way back to the 39-yard line. This is Tremaine Hill, and Hill with a flag down.
We got a clip.
Is out to the 49-yard line, but 21 seconds remain, and a flag on the play. If it is a clip, as you've said, Bob, and it'll cost the East, and they'll start deeper in their own territory.
Well, Hill did a great job of trying to set up the blocks.
43 yards on that punt by number 33, Joey Hildbold.
So the clipping penalty will move the ball back for the East squad. It'll be
the East
all
ball
back
first down
to their 28-yard line.
Penalty is going to move the ball down to the East.
So with 1 timeout and 21 seconds remaining, the East will take it over. Beautiful evening here at Hampton.
Look at that sky. Sky is beautiful over there.
Temperature in the low to mid 70s. A nice, comfortable evening. A lot of the fans out here enjoying this game and have a great weather for it. Hank Meadows wants to throw, gets away from a would-be tackler, now rolling left. And Meadows will just simply go out of bounds with 11 seconds remaining out at the 35-yard line.
Number 15, Hank Meadows on a keeper.
So all of that running got him about 6 yards.
He is pushed out of bounds by the West All Stars, number 55.
Oh, that might be Saved him a little bit of time, got 11
Yep.
seconds, but very smart running out of bounds.
You're signing up for college credit opposite the scoreboard? That's what I told him, at the scoreboard.
11 ticks of the clock. So that would be actually 49 seconds less than 1 minute.
Oh, we going to do that already?
Well, it's got to work on my math.
Well, I see you got your abacus out.
I do.
You don't even know what an abacus is.
I think I had a 57 abacus one time. Again, Meadows, and he was just at the line of scrimmage when he threw that. I don't see a flag. He might have stepped over the line, but they did not flag him for it.
Well, that's a dangerous, dangerous play, because if that's picked off, there's nobody to this side of the field.
That's exactly right.
Robinson, you are needed.
So the incomplete pass stops the clock with just 3 seconds remaining, and that will give the East squad time for one last play. Here's your replay, and you see what Bob was talking about. Had that ball been picked off, it would have been Katie bar the door. They just would have walked in. So the East squad now with one last opportunity, and they may just take a knee here. Let's see how they play this. Now they're going to try and run a play. Meadows, and he swings the pass near side. Too tall for the intended receiver, Ryan Thompson. And that will be the end of the first half. So the East and West squads have battled for 24 minutes, and after our first half of play, the score is East nothing and the West nothing. We'll return to Darling Stadium with the third quarter of action after a brief timeout.
Would you please report to the scoreboard?
We're back here at Darling Stadium at halftime. Both of the teams have returned to the field, and we have some statistics for you from the first half. Rather anemic,
Oh, I
unfortunately,
figured it
Bob.
would be.
For the West squad, just one first down. They were minus 6 yards on 11 carries, and they passed 11 times and completed 5 of those for a total of 21 yards. So their total offense in the first half is 9 yards. They 10 yards, excuse me, let me correct that. 20 return yards, and they fumbled the ball twice and lost one of them. They were not penalized, and they had the ball a little less than 9 minutes in the first half. On the East side of the ball, they had 5 first downs. They had 19 rushes for minus 30 yards. And again, remember, these quarterback sacks are included in those. 4 of 19 passing with 1 interception, total of 70 yards on in the air, and they had 28 return yards. Punted the ball 3 times, averaging just 22.6 yards. They fumbled the ball 4 times and lost 2 of those, and just 1 15-yard penalty in the first half, and they had the ball 15 minutes in the first half versus 9 minutes for the West squad. So offense was very much lacking in the first half, Bob. The mistakes were there. But again, a lot of that has to do with the fact that a lot of these kids, not a lot of them, but all of them are playing with strangers.
Well, and that's true, Tim. It really makes a big difference.
You can really appreciate how well a team plays as a team when you compare the two. But, you know, they'll get it together in the second half. I bet we'll see some scoring.
I think we will, too. I want to talk about a little more about some of these players while I got a chance. Justin Collier out of Monacan High School is going to go to Emory Henry. Rashad Gibbs out of Surrey High School is going to go to Virginia Union. Jarrett Green, we've talked about. Young man has done a great job. 4 years at Hampton High School, almost at Bethel. I'll get shot here. Marcus Johnson out of Powhatan High School. Kevin Johnson out of Huguenot High School is going to go to Hampton University. Josh Jones out of Nottoway High School is not sure where he's going to go to school.
Hey, again, we should put that disclaimer out there, though.
Yeah.
They may have made a decision since
But we
this
just don't know
was
about
done.
it.
Yeah.
Brian Ludden is going to go to Delaware State University out of Atlee High School. Dexter Reed out of Granby High School is going to go to University of North Carolina. Jarnaine Somerville out of Western Branch High School is not sure where he's going to go. Joe Weber out of Jamestown High School is undecided. And Antone Worrell out of Nasman River High School is also undecided. And that's the players on the East I haven't had a chance to talk about. Go over some of the players on the West. Darrell Bryant out of Mount Vernon High School is undecided. Bryce Coffey is going to go to University of Virginia. Mark Cole out of North Stafford High School is undecided. Daniel Davis out of Brook Point High School is going to University of North Carolina. Gary Day out of Garfield Senior is undecided. Jertone Evans is going to go to University of Virginia out of Jefferson Forest High School. Michael Fleischman is going to Virginia Union. James Garst is undecided. He's out of Salem. Jacob Gibson out of Franklin County is going to go to Virginia Tech. Joseph Hildebold is going to go to University of North Carolina. Jeremy Poling is going to go to Glenville High School. He's out of Amherst. Ree Preston is going to go to Virginia Tech. Curtis Price is going to go to East Tennessee State. Keith Pruitt is undecided. Kawali Scott is undecided. Reginald Sensabaugh is going to go, he's not sure where he's going, he's undecided. Joseph Symington is going to go to Virginia Tech. Edward Sims is going to go to University of Maryland. Quinn Smith out of Bruton High School is undecided. David Stevenson out of Hilton High School is going to go to University of North Carolina. William Tetcher is going to go to Lock Haven High School. He's out of Oakton High. He's going to go, Lock Haven University. Josh Warren out of Powell Valley is going to go to Wake Forest. Greg Wells out of Albemarle is going to go to North Carolina State. Aaron Williams out of Salem is going to go to Gardner-Webb University. Chad Wilson is undecided, and Shannon Wright is undecided.
Man, you timed that perfectly.
I tell you.
All right, the East kicking off to start the second half. Fielded at about the 7-yard line. This is Davis. And Davis has a nice return out close to the 30.
Well, Marcus Hampton almost stripped the ball out of Tallwood High School. He almost got a hold of it.
So a 23-yard return by Daniel Davis gives the West the ball at their 29-yard line.
On the stop for the East All Stars, number 25.
No scoring in the first half.
55, Tom Woodley.
This game videotaped on the 15th of July, the Ides of July, as I call it.
Wait, Tim,
1999.
if it's no score at the end of the regulation, we're going to have sudden death? Or we're going to have
I'll
overtime?
be dead by then if there's no scoring. We'll have to have some scoring. Got a man open and just overthrew him.
Well, he got bumped at about the 40-yard line and stopped him and slowed him up about 2 steps. Armando Curry back was covering on that play. That's kind of a timing play where basically you figure how fast this young man is, and you throw it up, put some air on, and let him run underneath it.
Didn't Muffin wear number 2 as you watched the replay?
I got double vision tonight.
I know. He's messing me up here. Just cover up one of those 2s. Second down and 10. Nothing on the inside. Jared Green
right
is there.
Along with number 50, Nathaniel Nadebi.
44, Daniel Davis.
So Davis got back to the line of scrimmage, and they might give him a yard. Let's call it a gain of 1, and then it's 3rd down and 9. Ball marked at the West 30-yard line.
East was number 75, Jared Green. Make it 3rd and 9 for the West at their own 30.
Hunter Price connects to Davis at the 35-yard line. But that'll be just enough for the 4th down now. It'll be 4th down and about 4.
5 yards on the play. He was ridden down by the All Stars.
Got my abacus back out here, Bob. I was trying to figure out just how many weeks it is until that first game. It'll be on a Thursday night, which this game is being done on a Thursday night. So you got the 22nd to 29th, that's 2. Then you got the 4th, roughly. You got the 11th, that's 4. The 18th, that's 5. 25th is 6. So we're looking right about 7 weeks from tonight. And who are we going to have on that game?
That very first game, Phoebus High School is going to host Nasman River.
And then the next night, Hampton, and then next night, Hampton will take on Kempsville.
You got it.
So 7 weeks from tonight, so I can start marking those dates off on my calendar.
Putting the countdown on your calendar.
Right here on Channel 46, we'll have a great season coming for you. The reigning state champion Hampton Crabbers, Phoebus High School, Kickingham High School, Bethel High School.
Bethel got a new coach.
Got a new coach
this year.
Yeah, it just won't be the same.
This will be the 2nd year for Roscoe Coles over at Kickingham. Of course, we've got Bill D's been at Phoebus for quite a while, and Mike Smith has been at Hampton for as long as I can remember.
Anderson throws it into a crowd. Who caught it, if anyone?
No, it hit the ground.
They're no less than 8. I make that 7. Let's see, we got 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 players around that ball.
4 and 4.
Double coverage on the play by the West All Stars, number 20, Japan Evans, and number 25, Mark Cole.
Just a long, incomplete pass. Watch it on your replay here. That ball just basically almost like a Hail Mary, just thrown up for grabs.
So that defensive man just got his hand on the ball.
Second down and 10. Play action fake. Anderson tried to cut to the outside. But I'll tell you one thing, you know what you find out in these all-star games, when you played against good to average teams in your district, you can make that cut and the guy's going to miss you 8 times out of 10. But when they play these all-stars, the best of the best, you can't get away with that.
You're right.
You've got to be outstanding to get away with it. Let's put it like that. The only man I've ever seen that keeps elevating his game to the competition in high school, and now has done it in college, is RC.
He's done it.
Mr. Curry. And I'm anxious to hear some reports as to whether he's going to be named the #1 quarterback this year for UNC or not.
Well, if he isn't, they need a head check down there.
Well, Davenport's gone. That one's caught at
nice
the 45-yard line. Threw that one perfectly.
Nice catch, and that's Joe Weber making that catch out of Jamestown. No, I'm sorry, it's 88. Leach out of Liberty.
Yep.
Leach is brought down by the West All Stars, number 12, Chad Wilson.
So Jamil Anderson
On the play, it'll be a first down.
getting the bulk of the action in the first half, and he has started the second half here. Hank Meadows has alternated with him, but Anderson's been mainly the quarterback.
Chad Wilson out of Laurel Park is the one who was defending on that play. But what a nice pass and catch. Trap right up the middle.
And you can hear the shoulder pads popping on that play.
Ryan Thompson out of Lafayette. He got through, and then boom.
Thompson picks up about 2 yards on the play, out 2.
Gain of a couple on the play, second down and 8.
That's a long 2 or a short one. A short 2 or a long 1. What is that again? I'm like,
That's pretty close to 2.
I'm trying. I better leave Bill. Let Bill have that.
At the 46.
Divide by 2.
Anderson,
Subtract.
wide receiver, left and right. Straight back, has time, throws a little tall. The ball was catchable. Keith Willis had his hands on it, but just couldn't bring it in. And he paid the price after he missed it.
And that's the one thing about a high pass like that. You may catch it or you may not, but you're going to get hit. That's for certain.
Bryant defending on the play. Willis out of Norview, 6'6", 230. And he had his hands on it. And on another day, he would have caught that one.
This will be the last call for college credit. If you need to sign up, please do so immediately underneath the scoreboard. Again, if you haven't yet signed up for college credit, please do so immediately.
Anderson straight back, gets the rush, gets it away, and completes the pass. Near sideline, same receptionist, Jesse Leach, has the ball for a first down.
Nice hands.
Receiver. So at the 44-yard line, the East now with a couple of back-to-back first downs.
For the East All Stars this time at the West 44.
This young man, Jesse Leach, Tim, not only can catch the ball, but he ran for 200 yards in one game. Plus, he earned over 1,000 yards receiving in one season.
Wow. Anderson again, straight back. Over the middle, got a man at the 30. And that is Keith Mann.
No, number 11.
I'm sorry, 11. I thought
Andre Harrison.
Man doesn't play wide receiver. All I could see was one of the ones.
I know.
Andre Anderson out of Warwick High School.
Yeah, he was first team all district wide receiver for 2 years. First team group AAA all state wide receiver. He just got all kinds of mentionings in the 3 years that he was wide receiver at Warwick High School.
Another first down for the East. So now they've finally gotten the offense clicking. They've been hurt by turnovers, though. Anderson has some time, throws this one low, and nice grab at the 10-yard line. And that time holding on to it was Keith Willis. And that'll be first and goal for the East.
What a nice catch that time to keep it off the ground, but that puts the ball right on the smack on the middle. Whoa, that's really right across the 10-yard line.
Yeah, they got a first and goal inside the 10. Trust me on this. They lined it up right that time. Here's your replay. You're going to watch this as a beautiful catch and a beautiful throw. I mean, that was right at the shoe tops. West team wiping the motion to say no completed pass, but the officials right on the play. And it's first and goal for the East. Looking to crack that scoreboard for the first time tonight. Anderson on the fake keeps, and he is down to the 1. Very deceptive quarterback.
Wow, it really was.
Jamil Anderson from Huguenot. As you mentioned, Bob, he's headed to Delaware State University.
I think this side of the stands is getting excited.
Anderson's team at Huguenot was undefeated in the 1998 regular season. I'm trying to recall if Huguenot played Hampton. I think they must have been in a different division.
And the quarterback took it in. Jamel Anderson out of Huguenot.
In the regular season, Anderson would have gotten the flag.
If you might remember Richard McFoot in the mouth, McPhee. I'm teasing.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, remember that team?
That was the one in Richmond on a beautiful sunny afternoon.
Yeah, you remember that one.
Back to me when I saw when you said McFoot.
Well, if I said McPhee, you wouldn't have known who I was talking about.
Now you got me going. Some of the brain cells are starting to regenerate now. So Anderson gets the score, and the extra point is good. Now
Joe
it
Weber.
comes back to me. We remember an undefeated
Well,
season.
see, and the reason I say McFoot, and I'm just teasing, but he made a comment in the paper that you could put Hampton's team and FIBA's team together and bring them up there. He's going to beat them anyway. And needless to say, they shouldn't even have showed up. Yeah,
55-0, something like that.
55-0.
There's our good buddy Bill D making his way through the stands, probably headed for the hot dog stand.
No, he's coming up, right up
Oh,
toward
he's coming up this way.
He's been to the hot dog stand.
Nice drive by the East squad. 73 yards on 9 plays. Took him almost 4 minutes. And Anderson carries in from the 1-yard line to make it 7-0. And that was a real good-looking drive that the East squad put together that time. Here you see Mr. Nathaniel Braxton in your picture there with the green teal type colored shirt on. Nathaniel told me what a beautiful night.
We didn't talk about Andy Foley or Don Chiraus or Big Scotty. in the truck, we need to talk about, they'll talk about everybody else, but better talk about those guys, because they're the ones that can turn off our mic and make us look bad.
At the West 35.
We do a good job of that.
On the return out to the 38, where to be put in play first and 10 for the West All Stars.
On the 39-yard line after the onside kick, or at least what would appear to be an onside kick. So the West squad now trailing for the first time in the ballgame. There you see a lot of the crowd on hand. Big crowd on the east side and a good crowd on the west side. Nice to see all these folks out tonight on this gorgeous evening. Inside handoff for a couple of yards. That one was given.
Hands it off to number 40, Julius Jones.
Julius Jones gets the call.
Julius is out of Powell Valley High School. 6 foot 192 running back.
Picks up a little more than 3 on the play.
Yeah, now Jamil Anderson comes back to my memory. They had a very deceptive team. They were very deceptive, but they couldn't get the ball in the end zone. That was the only difference.
They run that wing T.
Yep, sure did. Big there at Richmond City Stadium. I remember that now. I remember things by food. I remember they had some of the best barbecue I've ever eaten there.
Yes, they did. Boyd Houghton, 42, wide receiver, 6'1", 170 out of C.D. Heighton High School, made the catch, but Curry was there to run him out of bounds after pickup of about 5 yards.
Third down and about a yard.
For the West at their own 48.
Both these teams seem to have tweaked their offense a wee bit.
Well, you know, you make those adjustments at halftime, plus you start to get into a little bit of sync. You know, the turnovers just hurt both squads in the first half. West squad was hurt most. They had 2 great opportunities. Had a fumble recovery. Check that, a high snap from center recovery at the 11-yard line of the East and couldn't put it in.
Oh, 40 taking down 40. Julius Jones, running back, 6'1", foot 192 out of Powell Valley, was tackled by like number Ricky Peace. Defensive back is also 6 foot, but only 170. Both of them show good speed.
Dexter Reed. Pick up of 2. It'll be a first down for the West.
So a first down for the West squad as they mark the ball right at midfield. And the clock moving now with a little less than 5.5 minutes to go in the third quarter. The East has broken the drought and scored a touchdown and tacked on the extra point and leads 7-0. Looking for victory number 4 in a row. That ball is loose. And the official, Rudy Rice, took a slip there. You can see that the field is a little bit soft.
Well, that was almost, I thought it was like a forward pass, but he actually fumbled the ball.
2nd and 13 from the West.
So they lose 3 on the play.
But he faked the handoff, Tim, and took about 1 step, so he's only like 3 yards behind the line of scrimmage, and the defense was right on top of him.
Well, the East defense has just been outstanding. They've had to come up big when they've given the ball up in their own territory. Completes the pass to big 88. That is Josh Warren, 6'5", 226 out of Powell Valley.
I tell you what.
Picks up 8.
He's big, is he?
He's a hoss. So a nice pass on that play by Teschner.
3rd and 5 for the West All-Star short of the East.
And now Hunter Price, the 3rd West quarterback, will check in.
On the stop of the East All-Stars, number 1 Pete Mann and number 63 Mark Costa.
Ball is at the 45.5. 3rd and 5. Pass completed at the 33-yard line. That'll be enough for another West first down.
Well, they're doing a good job of finding the openings in that zone. Number 63 for the East back there, Mike Austin, linebacker out of Kempsville, but wide open in the flat area between the defensive backs and the linebackers.
Josh Warren on the grab again. Josh Alavito comes in at quarterback. First down at the East 34. Clock moving now, 3:25 remaining in the third. Oops, a little early there. Someone blew the snap count. We won't identify that player. We don't want to give all the names out when they make a bad play. But that just comes with the game. Happens from the midget football right up until the big.
Got a dead ball. False start on the offense. Still first down.
It'll be first down and 15.
Hope you're enjoying this contest, the 28th annual VHSCA. That's the Virginia High School Coaches Association All-Star Game from Darling Stadium. Recorded on the 15th of July, 1999. Tim Cole and Bob Hintz and the Channel 46 crew. Nice swing pass left side, good yardage. Nice moves made by Julius Jones from Powell Valley.
Well, I tell you that Julius Jones, Tim, going to University of Notre Dame.
Pick up of 14 yards on the play.
Well, I tell you, out of Powell Valley, won the state championship last year in his division. Going to Notre Dame shows great speed.
Pickup of 8.
Oh, more than that. It was first and 15, Tim.
I'm sorry, you're absolutely right. Pickup of 13. Tack on the 5. You are correct, sir. Hunter Price, the quarterback, as we play quarterback roulette. Fake, wants to throw, and good defense by Almondo Muffin Curry.
Hunter Price's pass intended for a 42-point out and incomplete.
Stops the clock with 2:07 to go.
Almondo Curry.
East 7 and the West nothing. There you see number 22, Muffin Curry, along with Ricky Peace, number 40. Here's the replay. Muffin defending against the taller offensive player. He's done that almost all of his high school career.
But he does a great job of getting position.
He's so quick. You got to see him on a basketball court to appreciate his quickness. Alavito running for the sidelines.
Looks like he picked up the first down and
Yeah.
very close to it.
See exactly where they marked the ball.
Yeah, it's going to be close. In fact, I don't think he made it.
Well, if they mark it where it's sitting on the sideline, he's made it by about the length of the football. Now they're going to. Well, I'm not sure what they're going.
Officials timeout for a measurement.
Well, the ball's right there. Shouldn't have to measure too far. They stretch the chain out, and let's see, is it a first down? It looks like it might be just short. Nope, first down. Had to examine it a couple of times. So they got just enough.
Pick up of 2 yards on the play. It'll be a first down for the West All Stars.
As the opponents would say, they undid that wrinkle in the chain and it worked out.
At the East 24-yard line.
That was Sarah, don't call me Susan Bowers, that was in your picture just a moment ago. Scotty Bauer is doing the instant replay. Andy Foley, Andy's doing the graphics, I believe.
Yep. Neither one of
Nothing
these
there.
teams have been very successful running the ball.
Number 40, Julius Jones.
The only time they showed any success was the quarterback keepers and that sort of thing.
Jones is going to be written down by the East All Stars.
Lost
Number
on that.
55, Tom Woodley. Number 75, Jared Green. And number 72, Kevin Lewis.
The running game has been rather anemic for both teams.
No gain on the play, 2nd and 10 for
And that takes
the West.
a lot of timing,
Again,
you know,
at
for the
East
blocks
24.
and everything.
You're
So
right.
that's an intricate part of it. Hunter Price, the quarterback. Thought about throwing, now decides to run with the ball and picks up yardage inside the 20,
Hunter Price
down to about the 19-yard line.
He's going to be down inside.
And one of the East squad players, that's Larry Simmons, comes up hobbled. He'll come out and Rashad Gibbs will replace him for the East. Clock moving now, less than a minute remaining in the third quarter. Crowd has been treated to a beautiful, comfortably cool evening here at Darling Stadium.
And great athletic competition all week long.
Pass incomplete as Keith Hitman is right there. Ball intended for Julius Jones.
Well, if he'd have caught that, that would have been it.
Covering on that play for the East All Stars, number 1, Keith Mann. Fourth down and 5 for the West at the East 19.
Going for a field goal. Got to have a holder. Number 10 is going to hold. That's Josh Alavito. Who's that punt doing it? Is that 30?
I believe it's 33, Hildbold. He had one go wide left from 37 earlier.
Oh, that looks good.
This one is good.
Joey Hillbold's 36-yard field goal out of the hold of number 10, Josh Alavito, is good. So with 12 seconds remaining in the third quarter, the West All Stars get on the board, but they trail the East by a score of 7-3.
I don't know if you probably pick up everything that you needed to know right from Bill there. 36-yard field goal after missing a 37-yarder. He had plenty of distance on both of them. This time he got the accuracy correct.
It's like putting, Tim. You got to put it to the hole, not to the left side or the right
That's
side.
right. I know all about the putting part. It's the getting it to the hole that I have the problem. Getting to the green. So 7-3 is our score.
Well, if you're looking for a golf game, Killen called me. He's got a tee time over to Hamptons about 12:30 tomorrow.
Oh, is that right?
Looking for somebody.
I wish I could do it tomorrow.
Well, just take a half a day or whatever.
Take a long lunch.
There you go.
And our good friends working the PA system, 42-yard drive, 12 plays. The West squad consumes 6 minutes and 16 seconds. Thank you, sir. And capped it with a 36-yard field goal.
The West, number 38, Bryce Coffey.
This is Muffin Curry. He did that a few times.
Whoa.
You get a late flag?
No, the officials slipped down.
Forced out of bounds inside the West 40 by number 50, Seneca Sanders.
Here's the replay. Armando Muffin Curry.
He gets 52 yards on the return.
Nice cut right here.
Excellent,
Watch
right
this
there.
move. Nice block by Jarrett Green. Finally run out of bounds by number 50, Sandridge.
There was a flag.
At the end of 3 quarters of play, at the end of 3 quarters, it's the East All Stars 7, the West.
Yeah, there was a flag, and I saw
All
it.
right.
He threw it down, so that'll be 15 yards tacked on after the change of possession, or excuse me, change of the field, rather, as the third quarter has come to an end.
Well, I saw official down. I never did see the flag.
Well, I saw the flag. I didn't see it at first, but on the replay, the official very emphatically threw the flag down as the play was going out of bounds. And I'm not sure. They called it personal foul. The player who was aiming at Curry didn't appear to rough him or anything, but I way across the field like that, I couldn't possibly tell you what happened. But I do know that the East will get some extra yardage out of that play. Muffin Curry doing the exciting job he did so often for Hampton, both on the basketball court as well as the football field.
He's an amazing athlete.
Just a little guy. 5'10", 170, but size has nothing to do with his heart. So the ball now is marked inside the 26-yard line, right about the 26. And the East squad will have the ball. First down as we get set to start the final quarter.
Going to be a first and 10 for the East.
And Hank Meadows will start the fourth quarter for the West, excuse me, for the East. Meadows wants to throw, and it's underthrown and picked off at the 1 yard line. Now he went into the end zone. Where will they mark the ball?
Well, his momentum took him into the end zone. I'm sure they'll move him back to the 20. No, he's not. He's going to mark it at the 2.
Well,
But
one
Tim,
official waved touchback, and another official says the ball's at the 2-yard line. So let's see this on the replay.
I don't know that he could have stopped.
Saw the replay. Let's see if we can watch that one more time and see how you call that. And they're going to say no, it's going to be at the 2-yard line. So here's the replay. The ball underthrown. Meadows hit just as he throws it.
Well, I thought he was going to throw it to the other young man who was in the end zone that was wide open.
So the momentum carried him into the end zone, but they'll say that he was at the 2-yard line when he stopped his forward progress. Interesting call. And that one very close to the goal line.
Wow.
That's a DB who stopped the ball carrier and then gingerly picked him up off the ground.
Gingerly.
Yeah.
They lifted him up. They lost about a half a yard.
Yep. So make it 2nd down and 11. So the West literally in the shadow of their goalpost.
Ball is outside the West 1-yard line. On the stop for the East All Stars, number 15, Nathaniel Adibi.
Hunter Price is the quarterback. Hands off in his own end zone. Little running room out to about the 3 or 4-yard line.
Hunter Price hands it off to number 44,
Daniel Davis on the carry for the West. Mark the ball at right about the 4-yard line.
Daniel Davis, 6'2", 215 out of Brook Point High School.
It'll make it 3rd and 8 for the West All Stars.
There you see the scoreboard and the story. The East, the home team tonight, 7-3, and we're approaching the 10.5-minute mark in the 4th quarter. Third down and 8. Out of the shotgun. Quick pass over the middle for Davis, and he will be short of the 1st down.
Daniel Davis.
So they'll give him forward progress to about the 10-yard line, and it'll bring up a 4th down and about 2.
Well, we got Tremaine Hill out of Surrey County going back with Armando Curry deep to receive this punt.
The punt formation now for the West All Stars, number 33, Joey Hillbold.
So Hillbold will have to get a good kick away, standing in the end zone. High snap, but Hillbold does a good job and gets the ball away. An end-over-end kick. And excellent coverage downfield by the West special team.
Wow, he really did, Tim. He was in his end zone, and that ball went 55 yards after he made contact with it.
Hillbold gets 45 yards on the punt. There was no return by the East All Stars.
So the East will have the ball at their 45. But again, a good job by the special team here. Watch this. You're going to see the blue-clad West special team on top of the play and allowed no opportunity for a run back. Anderson returns at quarterback for the East. On the trap play, nothing going on there as the West smelled that play out and stopped it for no gain.
Boy, you're right. There was nowhere to go. 35 and 55. 55 is sends the ball. 35 is.
Number 33, Ryan Thompson.
I'm sorry. I don't have a 35.
No, you don't.
Brought down at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Where did he come from?
All-Stars number 55, Reggie Cisco.
Maybe it was 65, maybe.
Must have been.
That'd be Greg Wells out of Albemarle.
For the East again at their own 45.
So no gain on the play. 2nd down and 10. Anderson flagged
Got a holding.
Anderson is out close to a 1st down, but a penalty flag in the backfield, and I think you're absolutely right. Yep, that'll be the call.
Signal on the infraction, holding against the East All Stars.
So Anderson's fine scramble will go for naught, as the East squad will be penalized on the holding call.
Holding penalty is going to move the ball back to the East 30-yard line.
Second down and 25 yards to go for the East. About 8.5 minutes remaining here in regulation time. The 20th annual All-Star game.
Number 50, Sandridge, did a great job of putting pressure on the quarterback that last time, and he was the one that was held.
And the double reverse, it's working for yardage. Out to about the 49-yard line.
A nice play.
That was George Johnson out of Nottoway.
On the reverse to number 30, George Johnson.
So the misdirection play worked well that time for the East.
He'll get 20 yards on the play before being brought down.
That's just a quick double handoff. Watch this here, inside double handoff. And Johnson did a good job of finding some open area to run.
And he could have probably picked up some more yardage. He just ran past his two defenders that were leading interference for him.
At midfield.
Play action. Anderson throws, and it's too tall. And that was a pretty good lick put on the intended receiver.
Now that's Mark Cole, number 25, defensive back, 6 foot, 187 out of North Stafford.
Ryan Thompson paid the price for being the intended receiver. He got a good lick, a good clean
he did.
hit.
And that was a clean lick, well within the rules.
So the East now will have to bring on the kicking team. Joe Weber will be in deep punt formation. If you were watching earlier, Weber had a snap from center sail over his head and give the West squad a 1st and 10 at the East 11, but the West was unable to score. Good snap this time. Weber gets the high kick away. Not particularly long, but it will not allow the West to return the kick, and it'll blow dead at the 20-yard line.
Well, that's as good as if it went into the end zone, isn't it?
30-yard kick, no return.
Joe Weber will get 30 yards on the punt for the East.
So the West trailing by 4.
Return on the play for the West.
Will have the ball. Got 7:13 left in the game. Each team has their full complement of timeouts.
At their own 21-yard line.
East squad has done a great job on defense tonight, and the cooler weather undoubtedly has helped these guys. We've seen this game played in gruesome 90-plus degree temperatures.
Yes, we have. There's a reverse, Tim.
Yep. About this time of the game, you got to think some of the players are getting a little fatigued. Flag is down.
Hands it off to number 32, Brian White. We do have a flag on the play.
Brian White was the runner that time. Normally is only 5'6", 150 out of Centerville High School. Great job, good speed. We got a face mask.
Yeah, so the West will benefit by that. Watch the replay here.
He just run right by Marcus Hampton. Good speed.
The face mask penalty, by the way, was not on the ball carrier. Let's listen to Rudy Rice here.
Face masking against the East is the infraction.
The play, I happened to see it. It was away from the actual ball carrier. And that one costs 15. So the West trailing by 4 now. A field goal won't do them any good, but certainly a touchdown would.
The run of the penalty will give the West a first down outside the
At their 41-yard line, the West with a first down. Rifle shot across the 45 to the 47 as Josh Alavito is back in at quarterback.
Well, that looked like Edward Sims.
Complete to number 80, Edward Sims.
He's out of Potomac High School. He's 6'4", 212. But he gathered that ball in and knew he was going to get hit and put his head down and picked up a couple more. Picked up what?
5 yards on
About
the play,
5.
Second down and 5 for the West.
So
Time
halfway to
is
the
starting
first
to be,
down.
excuse me, Tim, time is starting to be a factor.
On the stop for the East.
Yep. Although, as I mentioned, both teams have all their timeouts.
Armando Curry.
6:25 to go. The pitch from Price. The ball carrier is Jones.
Jones out of Powell Valley was run out of bounds. Well, that'll stop the clock.
Did not get enough for the first down. He's well short of that. They marked the ball just over the 47.
Maybe a half yard on the play.
An official's timeout now. They're looking at one of the players on the field. They're adjusting his shoulder pads, it looks like.
We have an official's timeout.
Got an equipment problem.
Equipment.
There we go. Now we're ready.
Okay.
But I think it was the clock was stopped because he ran out of bounds anyway.
Yeah. There's Darrell Grant out of Deep Creek getting his shoulder pad adjustment, and now we're set to go. You're right about the stoppage of the clock. Third down, big crucial 3rd and 4 for the West. Over the middle, and looked like the intended receiver was Josh Warren, 88, out of Powell Valley.
Well, he was, Tim, but he was not looking back. He was trying to get through the defenders there, and if they punt here, the East could get a couple, 3 first downs and really put some pressure on the West.
And Hillbold is on to punt.
And a long 4.
Tremaine Hill is back deep.
We might see a fake here.
West, number 33, Joey Hillbold. Back deep receive for the East, number 20, Tremaine Hill, number 22, Armando Curry.
Muffin Curry slipped, got himself picked up, trying to find some blockers, has a couple. To the near side, cuts back across the grain, and then lost his footing.
What excitement that young man shows. And he would have been able to do something if he had field. He wasn't slippery. And Timmy was upset because he slipped down before he got a chance to get a hold of the ball, and then showed some tremendous ability.
Watch the replay here. He's got such quick moves. Now, right about here is where he's going to lose his footing, right there. He just couldn't keep his footing. So Mr. Excitement, Muffin Curry, gets the crowd going. It's a first down for the East, just shy of the 45-yard line. This is Meadows, who had his last pass intercepted. He's a little tentative, throws that ball. I've got a man wide open at the 45-yard line. To the 40, to the 30. He's out of the 32-yard line.
Well, Tim, there were 2 people wide open.
Weber with a great downfield block after the catch from his teammate.
I'm looking at Kevin Johnson, number 56, down there to help block. Tim, 6'4", 289 out of Huguenot. Watch this play.
Meadows looking and looking, finally throws this ball up to a wide open Weber. There you saw the block downfield. And he is out at the 32-yard line, and that gives a first down to the East. 5:46 remaining. And this one's picked off. 23-yard line. Nice interception by number 25, Mark Cole, out of North Stafford. So Meadows, 2 interceptions in his last 3 catches, 3 passes at least.
So the West will take over first and 10 at their own 23.
He just underthrew that, Tim. The receiver, number 89, Keith Willis, wide open, young man from Norview, 6'6", 230, but it was underthrown. Big break for the West, 5:41 to go, trailing by 4.
Got another problem with the shoulder pads for Green. Looks like the players are rolling up the sleeves to expose the shoulder pads. The officials are not letting him do that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
So at the 23-yard line, we're set to go with 5:41 left in the fourth quarter. And the West down by 4 points, but all 3 timeouts.
This would be 2 passes.
That's a lateral. They throw it downfield, and it is almost caught.
But I tell you, 42, Somerville did a great job from Western Branch.
Bryant White was the intended receiver.
Good call, because that was a lateral, which allows that man to also forward pass.
Watch the replay here. You're going to see what they did was they put 2 quarterbacks in there. That was Hunter Price, number 18, who was in a position to throw it downfield. But all for naught. And Price now is the quarterback in shotgun formation. Gets the good rush from Jarrett Green, and the ball is tipped and incomplete.
Number 50, Nathaniel Adibi, out of Phoebus High School.
Is incomplete, knocked down by the East All Stars, number 50, Nathaniel Adibi.
So a couple of Peninsula stars. Jarrett Green putting the pressure on Price, and Adibi knocking down the pass. 3rd down and 10. 5:25 left as the West desperately trying to get something going here to get this ball downfield. Teschner is the quarterback on this play as the West continues to rotate 3 quarterbacks. Teschner completes the pass to Davis, but Davis has no place to go.
Oh, he was surrounded.
So a loss on that play of a couple of yards, and that brings up a 4th down, and once again, the West will have to kick the ball away. So Hildebold has been very active here in the second half. And Muffin Curry will be back in deep punt formation.
You might want to kick it away from him.
Yeah, you might want to do that if they get it away at all. Muffin's got it at the 48, and a flag goes down, and he'll be down at the 48. Good downfield coverage again.
That was number 22, his like number, Gary Day, a defensive back out of Garfield, that was down to make stop. But
we had just 1 penalty in the first half, and we've made up for it here with a number here.
Well, I'm sure
in
they
the
get a little
second
tired too, Tim.
Yep.
Alamundo Curry brought down at the point of the catch.
I'll tell you, last year, watch the replay here. Last year there was so many penalties that we openly fussed about it.
Well,
And,
and not only I had some people come up to me during the week and said, you know, I hope there's not going to be a lot of flags in the All-Star football game, because it really took away from the action that was on the field, and they ought to be happy tonight.
They should, and it's been a well-officiated ball game for the most part, and the officials have let them play, which, you know, without anyone getting hurt, that's the way it should be. All-Star game, you don't need to be. Last year, I mean, they called a penalty on every ticky-tacky play.
Well, first the call showed that it was clipping against the West, but it was really against the East.
So the East.
But it's not 3rd down, is it?
I don't think it's 3rd down. It should be 1st down. You have the Lion crew over there is not paying too close attention. Anderson throws on the run, completes it out to the 47, 48-yard line.
Nice call that time, and Brian Thompson out of Lafayette showed good hands.
Anderson showed good accuracy that time, completes the pass.
Well, and not only that, Tim, good job of avoiding a potential tackler.
The East outside their own 48. On the stop for the West, number 22, Gary Day.
So that gives a fresh set of downs to the East, and the clock continues to move with 4:20 remaining. Hill in motion. Anderson keeps, and he just picks up a yard or two.
Well, he slipped as he made his cut, and he's upset with himself.
He'll pick up a yard. He'll move over the midfield stripe just short of the West 49.
Cut, and he's upset with himself.
He'll pick up a yard. He'll move over the midfield stripe just short of the West 49. It'll be 2nd and 9.
So again, West has made no attempt to stop the clock. Again, they have 3 timeouts remaining, as does the East. And the clock moving now inside of the 3:40 mark. Time becoming a major factor. West wants the clock to slow down. The East is taking their time.
There's some big kids out there on that. I'm looking at number 66, Quinn Smith out of J.J. Burton High School, 6'3", 255. He looks like he's bigger than that.
Flag down, looked like some early movement on the right side by the East squad. Incomplete pass, but it looked like a illegal motion or encroachment, however you want to call it. And to the defense of both teams, there haven't been a lot of those tonight, and they've snapped the ball pretty crisply. The West would probably decline this, and that's what the coaches on the far side are suggesting. They want to decrease the number of plays.
We got an illegal shift on the offense. That penalty to decline. It'll be 3rd down.
The East All Stars declined by the West.
So that makes it 3rd down, and just as importantly for the West, the clock stopped on the play.
It's like now it starts after the.
Well, it shouldn't on the incomplete pass.
But it was the play was not. Oh, the play, yeah, really. Needs to put some time back on the clock. Is he telling us how much time he wants to be put back on the clock? Can you hear him?
Clock at 3:11.
Okay.
Yeah.
Danny Mitchell.
It was incomplete, not start.
Yeah. I think, yeah, he's got it. Good enough.
Now we're going to see if we can wind that time down to, should be 3:15 or 3:16. Wasn't that where it was? This clock can be temperamental, though. We might be here for a while. It's not moving. I hear Morse code in the background.
That wasn't SOS, was it?
It might be. That clock will not move now. See, we should have left well enough alone. There we go. Close enough for government work.
There we go. Good job.
All right, so I was correct. The clock should not have started on the incomplete pass. They took the play.
You're right.
Yeah, it was his fault. We'll blame it on Rudy. Anderson looking downfield and incomplete, intended for Weber.
Pass intended for number 80, Joe Weber. Incomplete.
So 3:08 left, and it's 4th down for the East.
Also in the coverage, number 12, Chad Wilson.
So on the field to kick it will be that same Joe Weber we referred to. West only rushes one man. Good high kick. Oh my goodness. I did not see a fair catch called for.
No fair catch, but Tim, you got to give him a yard. You got to allow him to be able to catch the ball. Evidently, he had the space.
Pretty close.
It was close.
But the ball marked at the 15. Watch the replay here. You're going to see how closely the defenders come to him. Oh, had no chance. if there's a invisible 2-yard circle around the receiver, he did not get it. All right, so we've moved inside of 3 minutes now. 2 seconds less than 3 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter. Out of the shotgun. Alavito got it on the sideline. It's complete to number 42, Ouden.
Ouden did a good job that time catching the ball.
Ouden makes the catch.
But he went out of bounds.
Hunter Price comes back in at quarterback. 2:52 left.
First and 10 for the West.
First down on the play.
32.
Price downfield, and Fischel went down before the ball player got to that area. The Fischel back there.
It's dangerous out there.
I'm telling you it is. Incomplete pass. 2:46 left.
Helping on that play for East number 25, Marcus Hampton.
The score with 2:46 remaining in the fourth quarter. The East 7 and the West 3. Only score for the East squad, a 1-yard touchdown run by Jamil Anderson. Pass to the near side. And this is Julius Jones, who's gotten a lot of action tonight.
Buddy Teschner's pass complete to number 40, Julius Jones.
That's a pickup of about 5.5, almost 6. Let's call it 5 and make it third down and about 5. Clock continues to move now.
And right now, the West has got 2 opponents, the clock and the East.
A long ways to go, 43 yards to take a go-ahead score here. And the East does a good job of keeping the receiver, Danny Wade, in bounds. He's from Martinsville.
Thank number 44, Dexter Reed, out of Granby High School, for making him cut back inside and not let him get out of bounds.
Clock stopped momentarily for the advancement of the chains after the first down. So now it's restarted and we approach, well, we're down to 1:47 and moving. West squad has all 3 timeouts remaining, and they're not in a great hurry to get up to the line of scrimmage. Those guys are kind of tuckered out, I have imagined.
Yeah, but you got to stop that clock.
Hunter Price goes down. That's one way to stop it. When you're sacked, they'll stop it momentarily.
That's Rashad Gibbs, a defensive lineman, 6'5", 245 out of Surrey County.
Jared Green in on the play.
Now they're going to take a timeout with 1:20.
Well, again, we want to thank our crew, our Channel 46 crew. Great job as usual, ladies and gentlemen. And as you watch the replay of that last action, we'll remind our local fans that on the 2nd of September, we will start the regular season of coverage. That'll be Nansemond River playing Phoebus right here at Darling Stadium. That's a Thursday night game, 7 weeks from tonight. And then the following night, on the 3rd, Hampton will defend its state championship against Kempsville. And both of those games, I would imagine, start at 7:30, usual starting time.
Normal starting time, whatever that is.
7:30.
Okay.
And there we are. See, hey, hi, Mom.
Hey, good to see you.
Ron,
Baton down there doing
ESPN
our
Baton.
job.
So the West now, 2nd down and 15 to go, with 1:20 left in the fourth quarter. Teschner throws it, and it's short. Both the defender and the receiver slipped in an effort to come back to the ball. So in Teschner's place will come Alavito. Josh Alavito will come out now to play the quarterback for this next play. 3rd and 15.
About 6 seconds went off the clock that time.
Julius Jones with excellent quickness to the outside.
Hands it off to number 40, Julius Jones. He'll pick up 5 yards on the play before being forced out of bounds by the East.
That'll just get them back to the original line of scrimmage. So,
Well, that brings up a 4th down, though, Tim.
well, you know they're going to have to go for it. It's 4th down and 10.
I'm very surprised they tried a running play, maybe a draw or a screen play or something, but a sweep. Of course, that young man showed his great speed, Jones does, out of Powell Valley.
All is marked at the West 43.
So the West now faced with losing the ball on downs if they can't pick up 10, and they will not, as this ball is thrown behind the intended receiver. And that was Edward Sims, and that ball will go over on downs. And the East squad will take over, and the West with just 2 timeouts remaining cannot do much. They can stop the clock twice. Clock will not start until the ball is snapped.
Pick up the yardage necessary for the first down, and we'll go over to the East 1st and 10 inside the West 43.
So we'll wrap up real quickly at the end of this contest, but we will again thank Larry Malloy and all the fine folks here at Darling Stadium for their assistance, and also Bill Nelms and his crew for providing statistics for us tonight, as Bob the Statman Killen was among the absentees this evening, but Bob will hopefully be with us for our regular season opener.
He's looking forward to
on
it.
a second.
Hands off to number 50, Nathaniel Adibi.
Adibi carries the ball, and the West uses their 2nd timeout.
He'll pick up 5 yards on the play before being brought down by the West number 20, Jaton Evans.
So all the East squad really needs to do here is pick up 1 first down, and then they'll be able to run the clock out.
Well, and they may be able to run it out without picking up a first
That's
down.
true. But with 1 first down, that would assure them of that.
Timeout taken on the field by the West All Stars.
Well, I'm anticipating a wonderful upcoming football season, Bob.
Oh,
I
I am
know
too.
the fans in this area have been treated over the years to just superb play from Hampton, of course, with their back-to-back. And then you got Phoebus. That's always been a contender last year.
Always
just a
in the
super season.
playoffs.
Roscoe Cole's doing an excellent job over at Kecoughtan High School. And, of course, Bethel High School will have a new coach for the first time in a long time, decades. And
Since
it just won't be quite the same.
1974?
Won't be quite the same for this announcer to look over there and not see the
That
Dennis
may be a first
Kozlowski
down,
standing there.
Tim.
Dennis was a little superstitious.
Yes,
He used
he
to wear
was.
the same clothes, same shirt, same tie, same pants, same color, everything. You could just count on him to look the same. And
72, Kevin Lewis.
quite frankly, I personally will miss seeing Kaz out on the
Oh,
field.
I will too.
The East All Stars. On the stop for the West, number 25, Mark Cole.
So the first down will all but wrap this one up, as the East now does not have to do anything except take a knee. 1 timeout remaining for the West, but that would be somewhat futile. Anderson keeps. Anderson says, hey, look, let's get some more points before this thing is over with. 10 seconds on the clock, and
All Stars number 7, Julian
that's
Anderson,
going to be the last play of the ball game, unless the West.
That's it.
No, they're not going to call a timeout. They're tired. They're ready to call this one a game. So that is it, the final score of our contest, as the East squad wins for the 4th consecutive year. The final score, the East 7 on the touchdown by Anderson, and the West 3 on a 36-yard field goal by Hillbolt. Bob, any final comments?
All I tell you, Tim, it just does nothing but just get my juices flowing for 7 weeks from tonight. We're ready to go with the new season.
And we'll be back here with the Channel 46 crew. Hope to see you in the fall. Enjoy the rest of your summer. For Bob Hintz and the entire 46 crew, this is Tim Cole. Thanks for watching. Good night, everybody.